Hey guys, Glock42. I hope this finds everyone well. Now we completed up another little diorama here. Just one tank and a few figures and some ground cover. So what we've got here is the AFV Club Churchill in Soviet Lend-Lease markings and Dragon's 1941 Soviet Infantry Winter. So we've just kind of picked a generic scene somewhere. I think these markings on this tank go back to January of 43, so late 42, early 43. And we've used Celluclay, not Sculptamold, as the base for underneath, and for the snow I've used good old-fashioned baking soda. I found that baking soda probably works the very best for replicating snow because it has a little bit of that crystalline quality that snow has. Now the trees are from a model railroad shop. I picked those up. They were on sale on a closeout, so they work nice as a not a really big tree. But I just want to kind of give it the look of that this tank is kicking through a muskeg area, boggy area that's frozen over, that's allowed the tanks to go through, and has some infantry support. Now snow is difficult to do because when it's on a vehicle you have to remember that around the engine compartment it's going to melt and freeze and form ice, and any areas around the tank, it's going to be on, it's going to freeze, you're going to have ice forming, you're going to have crystals and all that kind of stuff. So you have to really keep in mind that you don't want your snow turning into looking like dust or dirt because it melts, and that's one of the harder things to do is showing a melted snow. But I'm reasonably happy the way this one turned out. It's not perfect. The figures were bare. They weren't very good. The figures were a little rough. I've got another video on it here. I'll post that in a bit, and of the build-up of them. The kit actually comes with 4 figures, but the officer figure is just, his pose is virtually unusable. Now I kept this. I wanted this to show fairly cold. We're talking -20, -30. We're not going to see a lot of a melt on the boots. We're not going to see a lot of snow cling to the guys' footwear, to their clothes. When it's that cold, the snow tends to be really crystally, very powdery, and it does not necessarily stick to your clothes, and it sure the hell isn't going to melt unless you're in contact with it for a while, and the body heat actually does go through and melt it. So we've kept the figures fairly dry looking, and that was my reasoning. Is cold out. Is damn cold out. So the premise is that this Churchill and its infantrymen are just trucking through this bog, and they've spotted some Germans off in the trees, and they're just slowed down. They're going to take a look at it and see what's going on, and just peeking around the side of the tank. I mean, what better, unless it gets hit by an 88 from small arms, could you think of than a big old tank holding you back? So there we have it, guys. Somewhere in Russia in the winter of 42-43, diorama with the AFV Club Churchill and Dragon figures. I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, taking time out of your lives to spend some time watching my stuff and commenting. I appreciate it, guys. So take care. I hope this finds everyone well, and keep building. Have fun.